growing up. And, you know, there was always music all around me. But my dad was a musician, too. A lot of people didn't know.
Oh, okay.
And he was a heavy, he's like, I tell people he's a jazz fanatic, jazz connoisseur.
Okay.
So I didn't really grow up, like, cutting my teeth on church stuff, like the standard traditional church stuff. Like, when I was growing up, all I would hear in the car would be, I mean, I don't want to call out a bunch of names, but like crazy stuff, Sonny Rollins.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was like,
I got you.
it was like heavy jazz music. You know what I'm saying? Like the B-sides of traditional, very hardcore bebop and traditional jazz from the 60s and, you know, whatever. And then I later started to discover a lot of the, I fell in love with the electric jazz. I fell in love with the, Herbie Hancock, the Watermelon Man.
Yeah. Ooh.
That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Miles, I can't say it, but I'm going to say it like the Bitches Brew records and stuff. So like when I discovered that, it was like, oh, this is something happening out here. Yeah. And then my mom.
Anthony, what up?
My mom, man, the baddest dude I know.
Yeah.
My mom was all about soul music.
Okay.
Lou Rawls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like on one hand, my kind of upbringing of what I heard in my ears all day, every day was like straight soul music, Marvin Gaye, Lou Rawls, you know, blues, and then just the Earth, Wind and Fires of the world and that stuff, and then the other side was that hardcore jazz, and it was like so my appetite and my ear for music was, even though I started out playing in church, it almost didn't register because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't understand the standard stuff that you just know, like the church standards and somebody busts out singing I Get Joy When I Think About It, and then you just know what chords to play. That didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was like hearing, like, my dad was a saxophonist all his life, so when I was growing, he was telling me about like 12-bar blues, and circle of fourths or circle of fifths, however you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. So then that other stuff didn't like register with me necessarily, but I ultimately started playing in church because, as with most of us, there was gaps and needs somewhere. It was like, well, somebody got to play, and then you just start like picking stuff out.
I didn't have hoop triggers back then.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no buttons to push. We didn't have no stems to start.
Not at all.
And never mind, I was about to say something crazy.
It wasn't praise and worship. It was congregational service.
Shout out to Chris Brenham.
Chris Brenham, what up?
He said, Pastor.
Say, people like Chris Brenham is why I don't play no more, because all y'all too good. Everybody's too good. I was like, never mind, fam. I ain't got it like that. So, and when I was coming up, it was like you either play an organ or a piano. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really, so you just had to learn a very specific way and a very specific thing. But that was like, it was just one of them things where you needed somebody to play, and somebody taught me a couple songs and a couple chords, and then you just keep going from there, you know?
Yeah.